All right, hello children, it's Pastor Matthew here for our Children's Praise video this week. This week's unlike other weeks because this week actually is Easter Sunday. We say it's Resurrection Sunday because this is the day out of all the other Sundays, which is really all about Jesus anyway, but this one is the time in Easter where we talk about how Jesus rose from the grave. That is what the resurrection is. Some of you, this might be one of your real first Easters where you actually learn what Easter is really about. And it is about resurrection. So I want you to try to say that word, resurrection. Go ahead. Resurrection. That word means to come back to life, but not just to come back to life for a short period of time. We say Jesus rose from the grave. He rose from the dead. And we say that's a resurrection because he rose to live forever. He lives forever now because of the resurrection. And so I want to show you this from the Bible in Matthew 28. This is the very end of our story about Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew chapter 28, we read about Jesus coming back from the grave. We know that he went to the cross on Friday, and he died that night. And then all day Saturday, he was in the grave. And then on the next day, Sunday, you and I are here at church on Sunday. We call that day Resurrection Day because that's the beginning of a brand new thing that God is doing because he raised his son from the dead, Jesus Christ. And so this is Resurrection Sunday. It says this in Matthew 28. Now after the Sabbath, that's like saying Saturday, which for us would have been yesterday. After the Sabbath, toward the dawn of the first day, which is today, Sunday, the first day of the week, a woman named Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. That's the tomb where his body was laying. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. And for fear of him the guards trembled and became like dead men. So there was a big tomb that was cut outside of, most likely the side of a hill or a mountain. And inside the tomb, it's like a big cave in the stone. There was a hole, and in front of that hole, there was a big rock rolled in front of it. And there were actual guards, soldiers with spears, standing there to guard the tomb so that no one would mess around with the tomb that Jesus' body was inside. And what happened is an angel came, and with the power that God gave him, he was able to move the stone, and the soldiers were afraid, and it was there to show that Jesus' body was not in the tomb anymore. And so we'll keep reading where it says that he said to the women who saw him, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has risen. As he said, come and see the place where he lay." It says, "Then go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. And behold, he is going to meet you at Galilee." So that's where we'll stop reading. But I want you to understand what that story is. For some of you, you've heard the story and you understand what Easter's all about. For others, you might never have heard this before, or you really haven't understood it until this year. We're saying that Easter is all about this great fact that Jesus was dead and now he's alive. And so I want to show you what this looks like. So we could say that this lamp is dead. If you look inside, that's actually where the light should be coming from, the lamp. Okay, so Jesus died, and there was no light, there was no knowledge of God anymore that we could have. And that all of our sin that you and I have, the things that actually make us die when we die, We die because of all of our sin and our guilt. And without Jesus Christ, without that light we call the light of life, Jesus Christ, he went down into the grave dead like this, and you couldn't see him anymore, right? But what we're saying in resurrection is that when he came back up, look at that, he came back up with the light of life. And that light that he has, which is his life, enlightens every man, we're told, that he actually is the source of all life. And because when he went down, he was dead, but he came back up with life. The life that you and I have, we really are alive if we trust in Jesus. So what I'm telling you today is that you need to learn from your teachers and the ones who are leading you today what it means to trust in Jesus so that you would have his life. Because his life, he rose from the grave for you so that you would not die but have life in his name. So I need you to understand what that means. And hopefully this illustration, the fact that he went down and came up with life, I hope that you understand that and that you're able to comprehend that today with your teachers. And I will see you again next Sunday.